work from 8:50 until 3:30. It's not paid, but you do get a spring vacation. If you're smart, you get a summer vacation. Don't be fantastic. Be an okay teacher. I'm a fantastic
average.
teacher. Be average. Reporting live.
Reporting live from Chinatown. Yo, yo.
We have just seen a woman and a man who are filming their own vlog. Vlog? Would this be called a vlog?
This is a podcast.
We've just spotted a woman and a man who are filming their own podcast.
Live from Chinatown.
Live from Chinatown.
With
Ayjah.
Ayjah. I had trouble reading your name the first time.
It's okay.
No, but first time I remember you told me your name was Ayjah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought Ayjah is already only written like ASIA.
No.
And then I'm pretty sure that your name had other letters in it.
Yes.
Right? But yeah. So how you been?
Tired, busy, but good.
Nice. Good. That's good.
Good.
Hi everyone. We're back again. I think it's been like a couple of weeks maybe that I did not post.
Oh.
Not intentionally, because I didn't have content. That's a good reason. You know?
Here we are.
Yeah. So today I'm with Ayjah.
Yes.
And okay, talk to us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself.
About myself,
Yeah.
I'm Ayjah. I'm from Florida. I'm a teacher. I teach middle school students. And I've been living in Japan for almost 2 years.
Nice. And why Japan? Like what
Why
brought you to
Japan?
Japan?
So at first I thought I really liked Japan because it was the first. No.
That's not a good start.
It's
That's not a good start. Yeah.
This girl was studying
Okay.
Japanese, and I was like, "That's the coolest thing I ever saw." And I
Okay.
was like, "Now I want to live in Japan. Like I want to
Yeah.
study in Japan." And I studied abroad,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is fantastic. I gotta live here." But this was the only international country I had been to at the time.
Okay.
And while I was preparing to come to Japan, I went to other countries, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't like Japan. Like I just liked other countries."
Being outside of the States.
Yeah.
Really?
So like I like Japan. I have no
Ah.
problems living here, but like
Huh.
I just like living abroad. So.
Yeah. Some people want to move to the States. You know, like everyone's got their own
Everyone's
dreams
got
and
their own
lifestyle that
thing.
they want to do.
I do like American food. Would not trade it.
What is American food?
Everything.
It's burger and French fries.
No,
that's
it's
what
not.
I think.
It's
And I'm not
everything.
dissing you guys.
It's
Just-
different
Yeah.
if you like Southern American food. I feel like that can be coined because that is unique.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
That food is amazing.
Have you ever had gumbo?
I think I did.
It's
Yes, I did.
fantastic.
I had Big Boy sandwich, which
nice.
is like I never knew it was a thing, but apparently it is, right?
Yeah.
And I had crocodile meat.
I love crocodile. I
It's-
also love alligator meat. It tastes like
No,
chicken.
it was alligator. No, alligator. Sorry, not
Alligator?
crocodile. Alligator, right?
Florida's known for alligators.
Exactly. And it's like literally between chicken and fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like first time I asked about it, I was like, "How does it taste?" And it was like between chicken and fish, and I'm like, "That makes no
What
sense.
does
What do
that
you
mean?"
mean?" And then when you eat it, you're like, "Between chicken and fish." Like,
Between chicken and
unless you
fish.
try it, you don't know what it is.
It's very good.
So this podcast, I'm trying to make it more like career oriented. Like it's about
Okay.
Japan,
Mhm.
obviously, but career in Japan.
I love my career.
So what do you think is interesting career wise about pursuing your career in Japan for people who want to move and have a career in Japan?
I think it's Hi, doggy.
Hello.
I think it's interesting how much time people dedicate to their careers here
Yeah.
and how much they feel is an obligation to their career compared to, for example, the States. Like here, inconveniencing your coworkers
Mm.
is seen as like a negative thing. Like you taking a day off is an inconvenience in particularly the teaching field because they don't have like assistant teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that like they cared so much about how everyone else was gonna do when you're not at work because when you're not at work, that's not your problem. But here it is your problem, you know. Like they
It's not
expect
my
you
problem.
to take care of it.
Yeah. I'm all bitches.
So yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, sorry.
I mean, as
I'm
an
gonna beep
ALT,
that. I'm
that's
gonna
not your
beep that,
problem.
though, yeah.
You're gonna be that's fine.
Okay, so people wanna. What is this? The what do you call this program of coming to teach them to Japan? Like I think I interviewed Rachel and I think she was
Jet
part of
is the
Jet,
famous one.
right?
I'm not with Jet.
Oh, you're not
I'm with the private company.
Okay.
He
So-
who should not be named.
Really?
I will not name them. Yeah.
Are they that bad?
My company isn't bad. I think it has its pros and cons, as all of them do. Like the
Yeah.
JET program is a fantastic program because it pays a lot, but the JET also has more financial obligations. Not financial, hour obligations.
Okay.
Yeah, they work much longer hours. They work like the Japanese teachers, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
But for this private company that you work for, you don't have to work those long hours.
much shorter hours. I work from 8:50 until 3:30.
Oh, that's not
Yeah.
bad at all.
And you get like a spring vacation. It's not paid, but you do get a spring vacation.
Okay.
You technically get a summer vacation. Technically.
Yeah.
If you're smart, you get a summer vacation.
Explain that part, please.
So you're like on call for
Yeah.
about a month in summer because the kids aren't at school, so really
Yeah.
you don't need to be.
Mhm.
But they have lots of English programs for the kids over the summer.
Uh-huh.
So if you get called into an English program, you have work. If you don't, you just have to check in and
And
you
how
don't
do
have
you
work.
avoid that? If you want to have a summer vacation.
Being an okay teacher. Don't be fantastic. Be an okay teacher. I'm a fantastic
average.
teacher. Be average. I didn't realize being average was such a great thing here because I decided to be fantastic. And you know what fantastic people get? More work. Be average.
Be average.
Be average.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, generally speaking, I think many people who watch Japan through, people see Japan the way that they want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
The anime, the manga, the kawaii culture,
Yes.
right? The tech, basically, right? The cars.
Yes.
How different, in your view, was Japan before coming to Japan and then after coming to Japan, lifestyle wise, and then obviously work wise?
Lifestyle wise, okay, I think it depends on what you're consuming about Japan. So I was just looking at food. So for me, for the most part, I was not surprised on what I was looking at. Like most of the people I know, the animes they watch are like the slice of life, cute school animes, and so my
Looking
friends,
for their waifus in
yeah.
Japan.
So my friends are always like, "Oh, like is it
Sorry
really
to
like
disappoint
this?"
you. Like,
It's not like that. It's not like
Yeah,
that. Honestly, sometimes, okay, I think one thing that surprised me is that the things you see in the animes is sometimes true. Like the way you see people acting, you're like, no, people don't act like that for
No,
real.
they
Like
act
they
like that.
really act like that. Like it's real.
Yeah, they do.
Since I work in a middle school, they have
Yeah.
this like syndrome. It's called the middle school syndrome, and you'll see it in animes that take place in middle school, and you'll see like some kids that act really like out there, not in a bad way, but like they're just not like the traditional like, oh, like I fit into everything. They're like really interesting. Like that's a thing. Like that's real.
I didn't know. Okay, talk about that a little bit more.
For
I don't know what
example,
that is.
there's one anime I watched. The kid was like,
Yeah.
I'm the Dark Lord so and so, and I can do this power, and this is why I can't show my eye because of this.
Yeah.
You don't see it often, but you
Yeah,
do
but
see
there
it.
are kids
There
like
are
that.
kids like that, yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And they're always in school in animes, and I was like, dang, like, do they just not want the kids to go home? No, the kids literally don't go home. The kids are always at school.
Really?
Yeah, they go to school.
My daughter is like junior high, like first year at junior
Is she
high.
in a club?
She's in the art club or something like that.
Ah.
That's different.
It's not different. It's probably a little less demanding
Oh,
than like a sports club.
sports club. They just keep them.
They're there on Saturdays and Sundays. Like they love that place. I asked my kids what they're doing this weekend. Oh, club activities. What do you mean by that?
When do you go home?
Yeah, like, and then when they do go home, they go to more school. Juku.
Right. Yeah. That's my daughter just started Juku, and
Oh,
I
why'd you do that
freaking
to
hate.
her?
I did. She asked for it.
Why would she ask for that?
Like school. She's struggling at school, right?
Oh.
She her problem is not with the material itself. It's
Mhm.
with the language.
I got you.
Even math. Like she was doing good at math. Like even in primary school, elementary school,
Right.
because there were not so many texts involved in math.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, like in junior high, like the whole system basically changes. It's a bit more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just struggling a lot, and she just told me like I want to go to Juku. Everyone's going to Juku, and I'm like, okay, I
I actually
guess
hate
let's
that
do
about
that.
Japan. I
I
hate that it's become
that's
such a
what
norm to go to school
I
twice when
know,
you should get that in regular school, you know?
right?
You should not have to go to
That's what
school
I
after
thought.
school.
That's what I thought. Like this is the thing, and
It's
I think
weird.
it's I think it's an East Asia kind of culture, like
It's not popular in the
Korea,
States.
Japan,
Yeah.
something like that. States and Europe, they don't have that.
Because why would we do
You go
school
to
twice?
school, and you're basically a first world country, so you should have good schooling at school that you
Yes.
don't have to get out and pay more, and it's not cheap.
It's not cheap.
It's
It's
not cheap.
expensive.
I just realized I have to pay almost $4,000 a year per kid.
Per kid.
Per kid.
Oh
So
my
my son
gosh.
is not in Juku yet, but in a couple of years he's gonna be. And then I have to pay
Yikes.
basically what's like $8,000. It's gonna be almost 10 since
10.
because it increases with the grade, right? So
Oh
right now it's
Lord.
this amount of money since she's in the first year. Second year is gonna increase. Third year is gonna increase. High school is gonna be more. So
Good
I'm
luck
like,
to you.
I need it.
Yeah, you
I
do.
need it, guys. Subscribe, please. I need this.
Please subscribe.
Yeah. The thing is, no, seriously though,
It's
it's
really
insane.
intense.
Like it doesn't make sense. Then, how come this is? Hi. Yeah. Hi. So, the thing is, you really think that this is a first world country, so
Mhm.
they should have good education, right?
Mhm.
But then no, like
And I
what are they
think
doing at school? Like you're
I
a teacher, tell me what are they doing at school if they're not teaching kids enough that they don't need to go to another school?
I think rather than it not being the teachers teaching, well, part of it has probably turned to complacency. Like the teachers know that the kids don't even they sleep in class because they're so tired from going to Juku the night before that they'll fall asleep in class or they won't pay attention to the teacher because they know whatever they need they're gonna get it in Juku. So like even if they get like an assignment in class, so for example, like they have to write a speech and they have to give a speech in class, they'll go to Juku and write it with their Juku teacher, and then just do whatever their Juku teacher taught them to say. And the test to get into high school and to get into college, the information on the test is not taught in schools. And it's not because there's not a standard. Like there's a standard in the county that this is the level that kids need to be at, but they intentionally put the test above that level. So the kids need to do extra work to pass the test is what it
Yeah,
seems.
it's insane. Like I just don't understand that. Like the whole
I would not excel here.
yeah, it's no, it's really it's kind of weird. It's set up in a weird way. I don't know why. I don't know what are they trying to achieve with this, but I know that this is not how things are supposed to be in a first world country where basically education should be at a decent level for people to actually learn what they're being taught.
Are you familiar with the American education system at all?
I know, but I know that you don't have juku.
We don't at all. But
you know,
if we
I
have
know
a
that
test,
much.
okay, all right, say we have a test,
Yeah.
right? And the max score you can get on the test is 100 points.
Okay.
In Japan,
Hmm.
it's like rather than if everyone hits 100, everyone gets 100. Is
Yeah.
how it would be in America. But in Japan, if everyone hits 100, then they start looking at your participation in class and they basically adjust your grade based on that. So everyone doesn't have 100. Everyone can't have 100. Someone has to be better. And I thought that was interesting to learn that that's how they
Sorry,
kind
but
of
that's
address.
fucked up. That's
Just a
not
bit.
that's not interesting.
Just a bit.
That's messed up.
That's how my friends who are Japanese say it.
Yeah, like it's
And I'm like,
weird though.
it's like a competition, which is interesting
They-
because they're not
they-
supposed to be different. They're supposed to be like
I
one
mean, yeah,
line.
you're supposed to be all the same and treated the same and act
Yeah.
the same, but when it comes to this, they kind of enforce this competition so that some people make it and some people don't.
Yeah.
And to be honest, as for Japan as a society, they need people to mess up because they can't have everyone become a teacher or like not a teacher, like a dentist or like a doctor or a lawyer or something like that. They need people in that work in companies too,
I love the
which you will
convenience
always
store.
be there. There will always be people who just don't want to like. There are what I think there are people who just would not want to work as a dentist or as a doctor
100%.
or as a lawyer, and they just want to have
100%.
this free time.
Some people would just really like customer service.
And some people like customer
love
service,
customer
right?
service.
And they just don't see themselves in those kinds of jobs. So you don't have to mess people's up to push them to go there. They're gonna go
true.
by themselves.
It's even if they don't, it will create a fantastic like environment for people who are just getting into the workforce or like college students or
Yeah.
like high school students who just want a part-time job. Like that could be a great market for them.
Okay, since you're in the education
I
system,
am.
I have so many questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, from the teaching staff's point of view,
Okay.
what how does it feel that these all kids are going to go to different colleges, different systems, different universities,
Mm-hmm.
and then once they finish these programs, the degree doesn't matter. They all
What?
apply to different jobs, right?
Uh-huh.
You can be in history or in commerce
Uh-huh.
or in English or in politics,
Uh-huh.
and then you'll apply to the same companies: Sony, Mitsubishi, Sumitomo,
Your degree
and all
doesn't
these
matter?
companies, right? And they don't care which university did you come from. They
Huh.
hire everyone basically the same, and then they reprogram them once they join the companies. Did you know about this or no?
I didn't know about that, but I
Really?
would fight to say America is very similar
No
because
way.
I don't know.
Really?
You know, to get into med school, it doesn't matter what degree you are as long as you have the pre-med requisites. Prerequisites. Because I'm an English major,
yeah,
but
you
I did pre-med.
yeah, you have to do that and then basically get into med school,
But to
right?
get into college, you have to do like gen eds, which is literally everything. So I could see why, like,
But those
even
are like schools, right? Like, and those are like med school and dental school, and like these are
in
like
Japan, your school doesn't. Oh, hello. That's really uncommon in Japan.
yeah.
That's surprising.
I'll try not to noise reduce this part.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Um,
Yeah.
in okay,
Hmm.
in Japan, your school doesn't matter unless you go to a place that has connections to the company you're getting into.
That too.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
similar to like if you're in a sorority or a fraternity in the States. So like
How's that like?
I'm not in one, but I think it's really cool the people who
Really?
are. Yeah. So
Okay.
like for example the AKAs, if you go or like
You said
Delta,
AKA, like I thought
if you're in the
KKKs.
state, no, not KKK.
It's like
Whoa,
that's
completely
sorority.
different. No,
That's a
predominant.
fraternity.
It's black. It's a historically
Okay.
black one. So AKAs or deltas. If you go
Yeah.
into a job interview and
Yeah.
you notice something on the desk that signifies that they're in your sorority,
Yeah.
I think they have like phrases or things that they say that you can identify them. I'm not in one again, but if they can identify you or it comes up in conversation naturally, like your likability is like so much better and the likelihood that you will get the job is so much higher, not because of like favoritism or
Yeah.
anything, but it's just like
It's just
the connection.
yeah, right.
Well, connections are everything. So
Honestly, yeah, like
yeah.
I always talk about this, and like I've discussed this with many of my guests.
Mm-hmm.
You being qualified is basically the baseline,
Yes.
right? For any job,
Yes.
right? And then what can you add to that?
You know, I think you don't even need to be. I would argue to say you don't need to be qualified, as long as you
Really?
can show value and be.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
this is the
that's
American idea
no, no.
in
But
my head.
showing value means that you're qualified, right?
No,
What
if
do
you
you
have
mean?
no idea how to do the job, but you can show value, you can get the job.
How like how is that?
If you can somehow manage to get your foot into an interview or get yourself in front of the hiring manager, regardless of if you have the experience, you can get the job.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like if you're qualified to do the job,
Mhm.
basically. So you obviously have to show value, right?
Yes,
So if you don't if how can you show value if you don't qualify for the job?
because they're gonna teach you what to do anyways. It doesn't matter if you know how to do the job. They're gonna teach you from scratch. No matter what, they're gonna teach you from scratch unless you're a manager.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's if you're like in a lower level
Even
kind of
once you
entry
kind
top
of,
entry
even when you switch
level.
like switch up. So if you're an interior designer
Yeah.
and you work for a furniture designing store,
Okay.
you have one way of working. You have one style that you use. You have one software that you use. Yes, you know the bare minimum basics. Not bare minimum. You probably know more than that. Yes, you know the basics to your
Yeah.
job. But when you go to a new company, they're using different software. You have to learn the new techniques to use their software. You have to learn the way that they like their proposal sent in. You have to learn the way that they like their drafts submitted.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to relearn it.
Yeah, you little learn, but you should show that you are able to do it, generally speaking,
Yes.
which means that
Generally
you're
speaking.
qualified, right?
All right. I
Right?
guess. I
You
guess.
know?
My job, you don't have to be qualified to do.
What? Okay.
You have to
Cut
do a
that. Cut
very
that. Skip that part.
no.
No.
You have to do a very short interview. You have to do a very short interview. So they review your paperwork.
Yeah.
You do not need any teaching experience.
Wow.
You need a college degree.
People who are interested in coming to Japan, listen up.
You need a college degree. If you don't have a college degree but you want to show qualifications, get a TEFL certificate, which is like a teaching English as a foreign language certificate. Super easy. You can get it in 60 hours worth of work. You can get it
God damn.
online.
I just had to talk to talk to. Okay, now I show my English is fucked up. I had to
Perfect
take a
English.
TOEFL test just to prove that I can speak English well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just had the test. You know, and
That's
I'm like,
terrible. You don't have to take a test. You just have to take the teaching certification. But you don't even
Yeah.
have to do that. If you just
Yeah.
have a degree in literally anything,
yeah,
they're gonna decide if they like you, I guess, based on like your smile and the basic interview, and they're go, oh, okay, here's a lesson.
Hmm.
This is what we want you to do, and they tell you exactly what they want you to do. All you have to
so
do
do
is
it.
do it. Like, this is the ABCs.
Yeah.
I can sing a song with these kids. Like, it's not hard. Not gonna lie.
Well, that's one way. Like for people who are just interested in coming to Japan, maybe have a year or two, just
Yeah.
see how things go.
That's what a lot of people
This
do.
is one way to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most common way, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Teaching English.
Teaching English.
I kind of hate that. Like, when I tell people I'm a teacher, they kind of give like, oh, a teacher.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because obviously, like, and yeah, but not when, and I'm sorry to say this, you know, not when they set the standards so low. That no, stay, don't go. No, but seriously, like previously, I really thought that English teaching is, you know, you need to be very well qualified to teach English.
You do. In
But
the
I
States.
guess
We're not the
in the-
teacher. We're not teachers, actually. Did you know? We're language assistants. We're not teachers.
that's a thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you're a language assistant, right?
Mhm.
You're a native speaker.
We are a native speaker.
Right, so you have value right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the value that you're talking
That's the
about, right?
value.
That's your qualification,
That's
basically,
that's
right?
yes.
I mean,
That's my qualification.
you know, you're
You
from the
got me,
States,
guys.
right? Like you're a native
Qualifications.
speaker, right? Basically.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. My problem with the whole system, though,
Mm-hmm.
is that they brought a native speaker, right?
Mhm.
Use that dude, use that girl, give them the freedom to actually do their job.
Right.
They don't, though,
They don't.
at
Well,
all.
It
You're
depends on
just
the
like-
school, but like
Yeah,
usually they
generally
don't.
speaking, they don't, right?
Generally speaking, they don't.
Yeah.
My school is very nice. I love my school. Shout out to my school.
Yeah. We're not talking about you guys. We're talking about the system in
The
general,
system.
right? Rage Against the Machine.
I think it's
You know them?
no,
You don't know Rage Against the Machine?
no.
It's a very nice new metal, I guess, metal kind of group.
I don't listen to metal much.
You should give them a listen.
If it comes on,
Yeah.
I'll listen to it.
You
but
don't
I probably
go-
don't know
yeah,
the
don't
name.
Know, yeah, it's an awesome band. Yeah. We kind of switched subjects.
Okay.
Continue, sorry.
What was I talking about?
We were talking
Um,
about your school. Is it a good school or something? Like, yeah.
I think part of the reason a lot of teachers are hesitant to let the native speaker teach
Yeah.
is because they have like a curriculum to get through, and it's very, very strict. Like, they need to get through the entire book in the year.
Mhm.
So if they're running behind, like, they don't have time for you to talk about your country, like to give us this cultural speech, because they just need to teach the grammar.
I
They
know,
don't need that.
But that doesn't that like be the whole point
Some
of teaching
teachers
English?
just- I mean,
And I'm not talking about the teacher's
Yes.
problem. I'm talking about the system. Again, we're talking about the system.
it doesn't help the kids speak. They're
At
very
all.
confident. They're worried about making mistakes.
Yeah, they I see kids just going through flashcards. They know all the grammar. They know all the words. They know how to spell them. Most of the people I work with are better at spelling than me.
I
st-
cannot spell. It's terrible.
Yeah, you know. So the thing is, like, especially when typing, like, I think this is also like the whole typing thing,
Mhm.
where you have Word and software is just basically autocorrecting your.
Yes.
I switch letters quite often.
I had to like.
I
take
think
it
I'm
off my
dyslexic.
phone. Oh no!
know?
Don't claim it. Don't claim it.
You know,
It'll
just-
go away if you don't claim
You
it.
know, you know. Seriously, like, I'm like, what the hell? Because I'm like, why do letters keep fixing? I'm just like, I think I typed a bit fast,
Ah,
and then
gotcha.
letters just kind of like,
I read out of order.
what?
Yeah.
How is that a thing?
It's really difficult. Like, I'll look at a word and like the letters will mix sometimes. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think the T is
I
supposed to
don't.
be there.
Yeah.
Like Cheetah. That's not right. Chinatown. It says
Cheetah.
Chinatown. Yeah. Sometimes like the two letters in the middle are
Oh,
switched. You
really?
know? Yeah.
Oh, well, basically, like it is what it is. It
It is what
happens.
it is.
But the whole system just making you care about how what's the right. So I keep giving this example all the time, but it is true.
Hmm.
The most difficult English test that I've ever been to was the Japanese English
Oh my
test.
god, it's so hard.
You saw these tests like
It's so hard.
I don't know. I want to say like, they gave me a whole paragraph and like find the mistakes,
Like, what do you mean?
like spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes,
I'm like, this is good
punctuation,
enough for me. Like,
like
it looks right.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like I literally I was like I was confused. I was like what do you mean?
I
What
even
do you
think
mean?
that okay, they don't teach them they try to teach them how to speak. And the
Yeah.
English speaker is supposed to be an example of what native English spells sounds like.
Yeah.
But the kids are so unconfident in speaking that they just won't. And they'll make so many
Yeah.
mistakes, but like mistakes are okay. That's how you learn.
Yeah.
So I think the tests that they take are
Mm.
really hard for the level that the kids are at sometimes.
Mm.
Like, what's the name of that one test?
TOEIC, I guess.
I
Not the
No,
TOEIC.
that's not. It's the one that
TOEIC
your
is
daughter's
very
gonna
easy.
take.
I don't
Soon.
know.
I don't know what it's called.
But
I'm
I know, like,
taking
my
it.
daughter keeps getting, like, even in English, I think she's one of the best at class. She gets, like, 70 out of 100 or something.
You know,
And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
is your daughter a native English speaker?
no, she's not.
How long has she been speaking English though? Do you
She
speak English
doesn't
to her?
speak English that much, but, like, she's one of the best at class, and I've been teaching her, like, between us kind of thing.
If your child is really good at English,
Yeah.
I feel like teachers are stricter on them because I feel like they catch like okay, if there was like a Japanese student who spoke
Yeah.
like that, I feel like it would be easier for them to get a better score than someone who learns English at home because I think they pick on like the small accent. I think they're pickier about it because they're closer to native, they're stricter. And it's not right, but I have noticed. I'm like, no, like that actually sounds perfectly fine.
This is inside news, by the way. You know, I'm gonna have some words with the teacher.
Don't have words with the teacher. I think if you ask
Are
the
you
teacher,
picking
like,
on my daughter?
like, why is she getting low in this thing? If
Yeah.
she can't explain to you clearly, like, I think it might just be like in her head,
No, but
she's
I
wants her
think
native.
no, no.
More
I
native.
think the thing is, again, they have the English tests in Japanese.
What? My
Exa-
English tests are in English.
You know,
What the heck?
and then she's like, I don't know what the question means. You know, she's like, sometimes they would go like, what's the past participle
Oh,
like word like verb derivative of
yeah.
this or
See,
that
that's really confusing.
in Japanese though.
Yeah, the tests are the written tests are all in Japanese.
So that's what I'm saying,
Your
right?
poor daughter.
Yeah, she's like, I just you know, I'm like okay, you can communicate, it's fine, but like whatever.
Her school has. Wait, does she speak Japanese at all?
Yeah, she speaks Japanese, and but sometimes she faces these kind of sentences that maybe she did not really pay attention to, and I'm like, okay, next time you better
I wonder if her school can get her a translator.
no, she already got that like long time ago, but
They should
sometimes
help it for the test. One of my students gets it for tests
For
sometimes.
tests?
I think. Yeah,
really.
yeah. Because the tests are all
I can
Japanese.
ask that. I can ask that.
That might help.
Because she gets someone who translates for her during some classes,
Mm-hmm.
especially kukugo,
Mm-hmm.
Japanese language,
Right.
and I don't know what was the other one, shakai, like the
Which one's
society.
Shakai? Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
That's an interesting
she's not
class.
having right, and she's like I don't get it.
Moral education is what
Moral
we call ours.
education.
Moral education class.
Basically how to behave and
How to be a good person.
how to be programmed, basically. Yeah, honestly, I see that class as how to be programmed. They have good there's good to it, right?
I heard that it's to teach the kids what their parents might not teach them.
Really? So I attended a class, and I already talked about this in a previous episode.
Watch the class. That's
I
nice.
attended a class, and basically they don't tell you don't do that,
I can already
or
see
they
where this
don't
is
tell you
going.
like that's wrong, but they highly like not emphasize, like I don't know what's the word, like to
To like hint towards it, kind of.
kind of thing, right? And if you
It,
and you're free to say no, but then the majority is just gonna social pressure.
oh, I
I
hate
saw it.
social
I
pressure.
saw it in front of my eyes.
Really?
I saw that happening, and again, like it was instead of having this kind of class to be like as an opportunity for us out of the box thinking.
Mm-hmm.
No, basically this is the box. Don't get out of that
If
box.
you're out of the box,
Yeah,
something
don't.
might be wrong with you.
Yeah, right. Like don't do that. So yeah, that was the whole thing. Anyways, it's a bit cold.
I was just gonna ask if you
Well,
wanted a hand warmer.
oh no no, I'm good. Like
I
I'm good.
have to stay
But
prepared.
that if you want to use it, it's fine. But we still have to do a little bit of shooting. As you see, we are in Chinatown, and yeah, thank you guys for joining.
Thanks for listening.
I'll have our instas in the description below, so
Oh,
do
nice.
follow both of us, especially her, since she's our guest. you know. And see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Bye.